Hi everyone and welcome to the Huawei UK Community Live. Hope you're all well and thank you for joining us today. Today, as you'll see, there's a few of us on screen for you guys. So we've got Winston, we've got Peter and we've got Alex, and I'll let them introduce themselves fully in a second. But yeah, today I'm really excited, to be honest with you. This is the first time we've ever done anything like this, where we've got a community live where we're genuinely going to answer different questions. You can kind of throw any questions that you like into the community. We've got a team behind the scenes who are going to throw the questions through to me and to the rest of the team, and hopefully we'll get all of those answered today. But we'll be here for probably like anything, half an hour, 45 minutes or so. So you've got plenty of time to ask your questions to us. But yeah, first of all, obviously, I'll kind of let the guys introduce themselves and their roles within Huawei. Winston, do you want to go first?
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, well, hi guys. I'm Winston. I'm the UK Marketing Director. Excited to talk to you all. Some of you I've spoken to a little bit before, but looking forward to all your questions.
Peter?
Everyone, Peter Liu. I'm taking care of the smartphone of the UK consumer business. Very happy to talk to you, and let's have a good conversation with all my coworkers.
And hi, I'm Alex Lee. I am a product expert, let's say, today.
Cool, yeah. So thanks all for joining me on this live stream. Obviously, hopefully we don't have any technical issues. I know there's loads of thunderstorms around and stuff like that, so hopefully that won't interfere with anyone. But I'm sure we'll get through it and we'll be okay at the other end. So we've got loads of questions that have been coming through, whether it's already on the community or ones that we've pulled through the community and seen historically and stuff like that. So there's loads. There's absolutely loads of different questions, and I think between the three of you guys, we should be able to get to all of the answers that everyone wants. So I'm going to go straight in there and ask like the straight one, which I think some of the people are going to want to know from the beginning. 5G. It was always going to be a first topic. Is the UK government's 5G announcement going to impact Huawei's consumer devices? Winston,
yeah, why don't I jump straight in on an easy one? No. There you go. That's the short answer. Yeah, the longer answer is no, because actually none of that applies to us. We're the consumer business. We sell the smartphones and the laptops and the tablets that you guys love. So no, it doesn't affect us in any way. It doesn't affect our ability to get 5G either. I've seen some questions on that on some of our social channels. Phones access 5G in exactly the way that they did before the ban. I'm talking to you now on my P40 Pro on 5G, which is actually working really well for the time being. Well, let's see. So yeah, I mean, there will be consequences for the UK, and I think the government outlined that when they made their announcement. It is going to set back the development of 5G, and that's not great. As a company that is dedicated to providing the best technologies to everyone, it's disappointing that people can't get the best technology. But yeah, for us as a consumer business, no impact whatsoever.
Cool, perfect. I'm just trying to, I've got a couple of people coming back saying it hasn't gone live on the community yet. So I'm just double checking with them for some reason why not seeing live. Just while I'm checking that in the background, I'll quickly pose some more questions through. So let's quickly get this 2 seconds. Sorry about that, guys. Next one probably goes to Peter. So we would really like to know, and obviously I know reading this question before everyone read it out to you guys, you might not be able to answer all of this, but I'm sure you could tease a little bit, I guess. So I really want to know what products are going to be available within the next 6 months.
Wow, very good questions. 6 months is long. I would say a lot and more tomorrow. Because everybody may know we do have a 1 plus 8 category strategy, and it's smartphone, and the rest of the 8 is wearable, tablet, speaker, and so on. So I think next 6 months too long. I would love to answer the next 3 months until the early Q4. We do have new range of the smartphone, the hero device for sure. We do have really good the wearable device, not only the watch but also the band and also the other fancy devices from other categories, such as the speaker and also the PC. And I never ever forgot about our HMS tablet. So I would say a lot, and we will see.
Cool, perfect. And kind of divert on it. I just want to make sure we kind of get first. Everyone's doing a little bit of talking to start with. So Alex, like, I think everyone, like, if they look at, hang on. I think if they look to your right hand, if they look to your shoulder, I think it's a sheer point of looking at all of the products that are on your shelf there, and like, I'm very jealous. I am very, very jealous.
Well, yeah, in fact, you can see a couple of different devices there, one of which is the P40 Pro Plus. Although one of the devices that has been announced recently is the Huawei Sound X, and there is one of those behind me as well. That's another part of the Plus 8, so the 1 Plus 8 Plus 10 strategy, as was just mentioned there. The 1, of course, is the smartphone. The Plus 8 is the other devices that we connect in our own ecosystem, so like the tablets, the PCs, and smart wearables as well.
Cool. Perfect. And then, there's actually some tough ones come through already. So
just while you read those, Chris, just to add on the product roadmap stuff. So we've got IFA coming up a couple of weeks' time, beginning of September. We'll be there. We're also going to do a keynote from IFA. So that's going to be a live stream, so you guys can tune in. There'll be some big announcements there. A lot of stuff on ecosystem, lots of stuff about some of the Plus 8 that Alex was talking about. But then about a week later, we've got an event in China, in Shenzhen, or actually in Dongguan, just down the road, which is our Huawei Developer Conference. So that's coming up too. That also will have a live stream, and a lot of the products that we are looking at the moment and very excited about, but can't tell you more about, will be unveiled there. So yeah, that's two dates for the diary for you. I'm sure we'll communicate more in the community as we get closer with times and what have you, and the details of the live stream. But look out for those.
Perfect. And I think there's a key question that's come up on there, which kind of links similar kind of timing. We all know there's certain times of the year where certain things launch for us and stuff like that. And one of the questions, I'm not sure who to kind of pose this at really, but Kirin. So the next Kirin chipset. It's getting near to that time of year where we typically make some kind of announcement. Is there any news on the next Kirin chipset?
I'm going to hand that straight to Peter.
I think thankfully nothing has changed. We're exciting to see our new Hero flagship coming as Euro. And of course, we will have the latest chipset with the best performance. So the innovative and innovation are definitely the key for the Huawei devices. So we will see.
You didn't give nothing away there at all. Not even a little bit.
Got to keep a little bit back, right?
Yeah. I was thinking like he might tease a little bit of information there, but there was nothing. But a very, very good answer.
I wish I can.
Well, a good way to predict the future is looking at the past, and historically we have had some fantastic level of performance when we launched the new chipsets last year and the year before. So I'm looking forward to seeing what new innovations we've got this year.
Sure.
Perfect. And then those questions coming in about HMS, and we kind of knew that was going to be the case, and we knew there's going to be lots of questions. The first one, which is a big question, I've been out into stores, I've been out into retail, and spoken to lots of people, spoken to my friends and family who've got HMS devices. And a key question on there is, when will there be more banking apps available, and when is contactless payment coming to the UK?
I can jump in on that. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure you guys, Peter and Alex, you've got some thoughts as well. So yeah, now is the answer. So we just launched Curve. So for those of you who don't know Curve is a kind of aggregated mobile payment provider, which is really smart for us because that actually gives you the ability to bring lots of different banking tools all together in the same place. So actually that solves a lot of our challenges. We've also got through Petal Search, which I know some of you guys will be aware of. If you've got a HMS device, I'd recommend downloading that and using it, because actually through Petal Search, a lot of the banking apps are already available through their own public APKs. So lots of it we can get from that. And there'll be lots more to come. I think we announced Starling Bank quite recently as well. That's something we're really excited about. And actually, we're seeing a huge amount of take up from the likes of Starling and Curve, the guys who are right at the forefront of the banking industry, the guys who are kind of moving innovation forward. They've been really keen, so they're really keen to talk to us. They're really keen to do more with us, because actually getting them into the app gallery is just the first step, really. When they're in the app gallery, the amazing stuff you can do there, all the developer kits we've launched, all the different ways we've got for integration with the hardware and the software, that's kind of when it gets exciting. You know, we're at the first step of actually getting the guys in and getting everyone on board. When it gets really exciting is actually when we start to work with them properly and join up the hardware and the software in a way that very few people do. It's really, it's us and probably Apple, although we're doing it in a slightly different way to them. So yeah, exciting times ahead.
Sounds good.
Yeah, very interesting. In fact, I could probably throw a couple of stats through regarding HMS Core. We've now got 1.6 million registered developers making apps for HMS Core. There's more than 80,000 apps that are designed for HMS Core that bring extra features into the developers' apps. For example, things like the machine learning kits or the AI capabilities that we have on our devices, and the camera kits and things like that. So just resources that app developers can use to improve the rich experiences on the Huawei devices. It's a very exciting time to be.
Yeah, and also there's no doubt continuously expanding the HMS ecosystem and keep improving the user experience. It's top priority. And also beyond the UK, we see more and more banks board on the app gallery, like the BBVA and some others big bank names at the West European region. So I would say the UK really soon. And also for some, the banks, you definitely can use wide version. It will have the same user experience. If nothing affected your the functions. So
cool. And then leading off from that, same on the HMS topic, and this is a key one. You know, I've been asked this millions of times as well. Is the person who's made in the comment absolutely loves HMS. However, should the US ever lift the ban for US companies working with Huawei? Would we ever look to go back to GMS?
I think, I mean, jumping in on that, I think we've been really clear, right? We would love to work with Google. Google would love to work with us, actually. We know that from our discussions with them. It's not easy because there are political restrictions in the way, and we know what's motivating that. But yeah, I mean, we're always open to working with Google. We've worked with them for an extremely long time. We created a huge amount of the source code for Android. So yeah, that will always be an option to us, you know, as and when perhaps the politics changes. But we would always still pursue HMS. It's been part of our strategy for a long time. It's not something that we would just ditch and head straight back to Google. We'd still pursue that. We'd still go ahead with all the innovations that we're talking about. We'd still go ahead with the services, the music, the video, app gallery, all of the different things in there. Yeah, we would absolutely pursue exactly what we're doing right now. But yeah, things obviously have to change a little bit more widely than this call for that to happen. But we're ready if they do.
And then I'd like to add that we're gaining a lot of momentum there as well. I think one of the reasons that, or the contributing factors that so many developers getting on board and writing apps for HMS, particularly HMS Core 5, the newest edition here, is the Shining Star initiative, which has invested, I think, $1 billion or so into this sort of software engineering reformation, I guess.
And the one thing I would say, some things out of Huawei control, but definitely the one thing we want to make our commitment is the Huawei device can definitely obtain the Android upgrades and security badges from open source website and perform device software upgrades. So that's our commitment to the all Huawei users. This is never changed.
No, good. And then one that's kind of prominent at the moment is still looking at App Gallery, still looking at HMS, and that is, would we be looking to work with the NHS to launch their COVID-19 like track and trace app?
Yeah, we have been. We've been in touch with the NHS and the NHSX team that are developing that app. We've been speaking to them for 4 months, probably maybe a little bit longer. We're not sure still whether there will be a government app. I think that's still up for debate. But yeah, when there is, we will absolutely be integrated with it.
Perfect. And then, so who's this? So today it's been announced that Xiaomi 10 Ultra has topped the DxO mark, overtaking the P40 Pro with outstanding specs. Blah blah blah. This is Xiaomi. Do we think that we'll beat them with our next series of handset?
I think we might beat them with our current series of handsets. With the DxO guys haven't done the score for the P40 Pro Plus yet. So we've been working with them for a long time, as you guys know. We are quite excited about that score. Look, I think it's the Mi 100, isn't it? It's an awesome phone, and it just shows the kind of innovation that is driving in the market now. I mean, fair play to them. They've created something that's pretty cool. But yeah, we're pretty confident. We've been leading in photography and cameras for a long time now, with the power that we've got with AI and obviously everything we've got in under the hood, plus Leica and all the Leica lenses. Yeah, I think we can be fairly confident that that will be a short-term win.
No, fair. And then the obvious question that's going to come on the back of that is, when are we going to see the P40 Pro Plus in the UK in more retailers?
That's a good question. That's a people question.
Right. I think right now we do have the P40 Pro Plus in the Huawei store right now. And definitely currently we're still trying to promote the P40 Pro heavily with all the partner support, and then the P40 family coming. So definitely we'll see more channels ranging the HMS device from the top to the middle to the entry level, because HMS family is definitely what we want to drive, not only the high end, but we also want to give the full portfolio support as a one-stop solution provider. So not only the smartphone from top to end, but also the tablet. And then with the other categories, we're trying to give the Huawei ecosystem devices. But you will see more channel and partners have our Huawei HMS smartphone.
And probably a really good point to bring up. Obviously, we've already put the publications out for it, but obviously our own retail stores open up in the UK. They'll be able to get the P40 Pro Plus in our own retail outlets.
Correct.
Well,
so
absolutely, yeah, and that's coming up shortly. I mean, we announced 3 weeks ago now. Wow, it feels like yesterday. That we've got 3 new retail stores coming. One in the Westfield out in Stratford. That'll probably be the first. I saw the designs for that. That looks good. That looks exciting. There's one in Manchester, which is it's an awesome location. Which I can't give the street address, but it's a really good location. And I've seen the designs for that as well, and that looks very cool. So yeah, that'll be good. The other one, the last one, will be in London as well. So probably more towards West London. So we'll have London and Manchester pretty well covered. Hopefully by the end of this year. Should be pretty quick.
Cool. I've just had when you get
I think we should be all there once they open and see our super fans over there.
Yeah, I'd love to, under whatever social distancing rules are in place at that time of year. But yeah, let's see. I think it would be nice just to. I mean, speaking personally, I'd just like to meet up with any other human beings right now.
Definitely, yeah. I'm getting bored of these 4 walls. But yeah, I think there was also a comment that came on earlier on where someone asked, would we look to host Next Image masterclass training in the new retail stores? And that's as long as we can, then 100%. I think that's a definite that we would look to go and do something like that. So I'm really excited to see the new retail stores. But not forgetting, we've also got the e-commerce store as well. So we do have a UK store available, e-commerce store that's there. So please visit there if you are interested in any of our devices. That's your first point at the moment. But then by all means, once our store's opening up, come and see us and obviously experience Huawei hands-on. It'd be great to see you guys. I've got a question, and to be fair, I don't understand it because it's definitely an Alex Lee question. So yeah, I don't know what it means. So what about enabling the camera to API at least level full?
Sorry, can you repeat the question, please?
So it just says, what about enabling the camera to API at least level 4? That's literally, that's what it says.
API level 4. But I must admit, I'm not entirely sure that I'm the best in the company to answer that question. However, I do know a little bit about the camera kit, for example. So
I think that's where it's going down that route, yeah.
Yeah, so for example, we make a phone like the P40 Pro. It has a very good camera on it. To get the most out of that camera, we have to write a few extra instructions that aren't in other smartphones. So these things like the AI capabilities, we have things like golden snap in there. So we've got loads of features in the camera, but actually the app has to know how to use those features. So in HMS Core, we provide the developers, the app developers, with the tools that they can use to maximize or to utilize the Huawei device at its best capability. So I wonder if it's in line with that. But I have to admit, that sounds like a fairly technical question that maybe we should write down and look to get back to afterwards.
Perfect. But there might be a quite good one. Obviously, there's lots of people in our community who really understand the detail behind some of our phones, and I think you touched base on obviously the camera kit. Obviously, we're doing lots of work with the kits on our handsets, and obviously future development stuff like that. Obviously, Google only having 24, and we've obviously expanded on that.
Yeah. I can talk a little bit about that. So the HMS Core is now at version 5, which came out at the end of July. And every time we release a new HMS Core version, it brings new features into that device. And also, although HMS Core is focused on bringing features for the developers, whereas the EMUI updates are focused on bringing features for the user. So HMS Core 5 has brought some very interesting kits. It's brought an extra 20 kits in with HMS Core. And some of those include things like, I'm just going to look down here, the graphics kit, which is better for gaming and things. The camera kit, which I mentioned to just now, the scenery kit, the augmented reality engine, the high AI engine, the analytics kit, the ads kit, the gaming accounts kit, maps kit, push notification kit. There's loads of kits that allow the app developers to make the most of the Huawei devices there.
Perfect. And I think that's a key thing, and obviously with our strategy, and it's a really cool thing for the future, is that yes, a lot of the new developments that we've done with the kits obviously is more for developers at the moment, but it will open up so many different options to our developers that will bring such amazing experiences to the customers further down the line. So it's definitely one of the things. It's early, but watch the space.
For example, sorry, Chris, to go to me that. An example of this is if you have a social media app that uses photos, right? You take a photo within the app and then share that. Some apps only use a screenshot from the screen, whereas if that app is designed with HMS Core capabilities, you can really utilize the full camera setup on there.
Alex, you mean apps like Snapchat, right?
Exactly like that. That's right.
Two apps. Just give a little hint.
Perfect. So I'm just seeing if we got many more comments coming through. I'm waiting for my friend Anand to send me some more questions through. But I think there's some, for us in the UK, obviously we've seen lots of products come in the last 6 to 12 months for us anyway. And I think that's the key thing is, and I think what Peter said, covered this off earlier on, but it's a lot of the people in the community have been looking for the reassurance that we are 100% committed to the UK, and that we're still going to launch new products into the UK. Obviously, we've seen that with the retail stores come in. But yeah, is there anything else that this is more me for the community, seeing if I can get more out of you, Peter? To be honest, is there any more stuff coming that you could maybe tease on for them?
Well, I want to talk a little bit smartphone, maybe, since I'm taking care of the smartphone category in the business. Thankfully, nothing has changed. Definitely, like 2 years ago, I think we launched the Mate 20 Pro. Like 2 years ago, it's definitely the big wow for the industry, because second half, normally people can only remember Apple. But I remember 2 years ago, I have so many calls from my partners that, where is my stock? And then you have no idea what happened on the Black Friday, because the Mate 20 Pro, it sells crazy. So 2 years later, we definitely will have some successor coming, and with the latest technology and innovation. Sorry, I can't share too much. I still want to keep my job here, but you definitely will learn more from the keynotes, as Winston said, and I'm excited for that. And we will see, definitely. Sorry, I can't share too much. I wish I can. If I do have a global CEO title, I can do it.
maybe next year. We'll help you get there.
Well,
I can
thank you.
talk a little about the present day, I suppose, and people can talk about and can think about the future. So, of course, the one, the smartphone, is the first touch point into our seamless AI life. But the Plus 8 is a very important area for us as well. So we've seen, for example, smartwatch growth for us has gone up by 118% year on year. The audio wearable have gone up by 260% year on year, and our PC growth is up 200%. Our tablets now have 12% of the global market share. So we're seeing some significant gains in the Plus 8 field as well. So yeah, I think we're going to continue in this light, I'd assume.
Correct. And also, we try to define the user scenario as a 5 scenario, like smart home, entertainment, fitness, healthy, and also easy travel in the mobile office. So we're not simply just to put very cool device themselves in front of the user, but we're trying to put them together as a scenario for the end user. I think it's more makes sense for the people, because you're not simply one people using PC only, but get rid of the others. So this is also the change from our roadmap. There are a lot of new things. Smartphone is only one part. We definitely have a lot of more coming at the end of the year.
So keeping on the Plus 8 or AI seamless life, like I want to know when this is coming, because I want it. When are we going to launch Vision, Huawei's TV, into the UK? You're getting all the hard questions. I know you can't answer some of these.
like I said, I need a global CEO title. But I think one thing I remember, because I'm really focused on the UK, I think I remember we do being very good the starting at the Chinese market so far, because simply we put it like a smart, we don't call it a TV, because definitely we do have more differentiators rather than a traditional one. This is Huawei, technology innovation, innovative. For the overseas market, again, like I said, I need the bigger title, but I would say it's really good starting point at the Chinese market for the big display, smart big display.
So he didn't say no, and he didn't.
I didn't say no, but I can't share more details right now.
That's fair. We'll stay on that one.
I think we can say it's being worked on, right? I know some of the team that are working on it right now, and the challenge is content, right? So we've got a whole team of people working on that right now. Just as I say that, guys, I'm going to have to demonstrate one of the challenges of working from home, because I've just seen a message that my wife is outside and has forgotten her keys. So, sorry guys, I'm going to have to. Let me just pop you on mute. I'll be back in a second.
Well, just as well, your connected devices are able to multitask well.
No problem at all. So, what have we got next on here? So, there's a question around, and to be fair, good conversation point, I guess. So, the comment is Huawei hasn't been targeting the mid-range or budget phone market. Is there any reason for this? Honor's been out of this market for a little bit now. Is it somewhere that we're looking to activate or go into?
I think the answer is definitely we will. Like I said, it's not only high end, because we love all the Huawei fans. So provided the full portfolio is definitely our target. From the top to middle low, and some entry level. And I think we drive very good for the smartphone under 199 pounds, like the P Smart 2019, P Smart 2020, which is definitely the middle low tier. It's really quite well. It's like the top devices in the UK market. And also for the entry level, we do have a Y series. The one thing we definitely want to make sure is our device doesn't matter from the top to the entry. We want consistent to give the best user experience. It's not just because of the pricing, right? So you definitely see more roadmap coming. You definitely see more entry level, middle low tier, middle high tier. Of course, with our P40 Pro Plus, P40. So no doubt, full portfolio support and a one-stop solution provider.
Good answer. This one, I don't know, I'm not sure if anyone on the panel would know the full process, but someone's asked, what is the process of launching an app on App Gallery?
That's a good question. Yeah, PC, you might know better than me. Just
yeah, I wish I knew better than you, because I'm taking care of the smartphone. The one thing I learned from my BD team, because we do have dedicated BD team in region and also a very big team for the BD development based out of UK. I'm so jealous. What I learned from them is actually based on the Huawei ecosystem and HMS core. We're not follower, we're leading. Right now, I think Core 5.0 already. It's really simple. What I have been told is like a few working days, you can just simply transfer from your apps on the Huawei App Gallery. And it surprised us in the last months. We have so many good content provider and big branding jump on App Gallery. You definitely find a surprise every day. So I've been told it's really simple. Sorry, I'm not that technical team, but based on what I saw the progress on App Gallery, it's quick. It's really quick.
We actually have a dedicated DTSE team as well to assist the developers in that process. And I've actually got a little developer's handbook to go through that process in some detail. But maybe we could put some links to the websites, our mini sites, with information around that.
Yeah, I think they're saying that we could quite easily add into the community, just do a thread on that and talk through, and we can work with them on getting that content on there. So definitely saying for the future we can add in.
I think we could, and it's actually, I mean, as the guys have said, it's very straightforward, even for pretty complex apps. So I was going through there a couple of days ago, and Sky Go have just come in, which is awesome for me personally. Although there's no cricket at the moment, but when there is. It's going to be very important to my life. So yeah, I mean, as you can imagine, that's a big app. There's a lot of detail, a lot of content behind that. So yeah, that's in. So that means pretty much any other app is pretty quick and possible.
Next one is, actually a very interesting question. When do we see, or when do we estimate a timeline for when HMS will be fully competitive against iOS or GMS?
Now.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd come back to what I was saying earlier on. I think, you know, we're at phase one with this, right? So it takes a little bit of time, of course. There's really been only two players in this market for 10 years. So, you know, we've been working on it for probably about 3 years, which is a long time in some cases, but not a lot of time to build the stuff that we've got. I think, as I said, the interesting bit is probably a couple of months' time when actually we've got that kind of critical mass of the apps actually in the app gallery, because then, as Alex was saying, then the fun starts. Then we can actually do all the stuff that we're talking about, the Snapchat lenses and the hardware integration and all of that sort of stuff, because actually that's when, you know, people need a reason, right? People, I don't find that many people who are particularly dissatisfied with the Google Play Store. It's pretty good. Google have invested some money, as you would expect that they would do. They've got plenty of money. So, yeah, we've got to find a reason for people to move across. And, you know, there's lots of deals. There's lots of good stuff that we're going to be rolling out in terms of, you know, teaser offers to get people in there, which is great. But actually, the reason people move really is innovation, proper innovation. So, yeah. Few months time, but yeah, as Alex said, we're not bad.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, we've already got 460 million monthly active users on the Huawei App Gallery, and we're in the top 3 marketplaces for mobile. But as you're quite right, we've got quite a long future ahead of us, but we've got a lot of experience to help us and deliver that as well.
Very perfect.
Right. First, I do want to say, from global viewpoint, we definitely see the sum of the region's user experience is the same as the other two giant, even bring some differentiator. And the UK, I would say soon, but also I want to highly appreciate the people and the Huawei fans using the HMS device and give us their feedback. That's helped us to drive the best user experience together. So I want to say appreciate. I want to say really soon, we will be one of the best.
Perfect. Thank you for the answers, guys. And then kind of this leads on from it anyway. So there's just a query around notification issues on HMS devices. Alex, maybe
I can
more for
probably
you?
talk to that right now, because some apps were designed for a slightly different setup. So for example, GMS had a tool. HMS have a different tool. If an app is looking for the old tool, it won't find the new tool. So basically, we produce these kits in order to provide the apps the resources they need to get everything done. So we've now got the push notification kit, and that has overcome those previous push notification issues.
Well, this is definitely another one for you, Alex. It's to do with audio. So,
Okay.
When will a Bluetooth audio codecs be updated on the P40 Pro device to allow for high-res audio?
Well, that's I can't give a definitive answer on that, apart from to say that we are working on it. In fact, we've got a lot of expertise in this area, not only in the hardware scene. For example, we've co-engineered an audio product with Duvialet, one of the masters of the French audio scene, global scene, in fact. But I can't give an exact time frame on the new protocols for audio, but we are working on that, and we will see those, I think, before the end of the year.
And then the last one on my list for technical questions for Alex at this point, around Widevine. So I know I've been talking to some people because I saw the comment on it, and to be fair, I didn't even know what Widevine was.
Yeah, I will admit it might well be a question for myself, but maybe it's a little bit beyond my competencies. But I understand it to be a digital rights management platform of some sort, which helps to provide streaming video. That's about as much as I know about it. I know that we have different devices have different DRM content management capabilities, but I'm not able to talk about that subject any more than that, I'm afraid. Sorry.
Yeah, it's one. Obviously, I've seen it, a few people mention it on there, and it's why people are asking about obviously things like Netflix, being able to get HD Netflix on their phones and stuff like that. Obviously, we're at level 3, where you need to be at level 1 to be able to get HD Netflix. Get it?
Yeah, well, put it this way: the previous versions of HMS Core would not have had the same level of support as this. So it might actually be down to the user could do an update via the app gallery to HMS Core. That might even bring them those additional features in the new DRM. That's not. Guaranteed, but it's definitely worth a try. Is make sure all the updates are completed for HMS Core to bring all the new kits in.
Cool. There's been a few people who made that comment on there. So what we'll do is we'll talk to our community team, and we'll make sure that gets added into the community, and we'll follow up on that and give you guys updates as we go through, because it seems to be a quite popular question that's come up multiple different times. P40 series or HMS devices. Are we ever going to get Android Auto, considering it's called Android Auto, not Google Auto?
Should I speak to this one? Fantastic. So Android Auto, I've previously used it personally on Huawei devices. It was very useful to bring all of the information to one place effectively. You can have notifications on your vehicle dashboard, so on and so forth. Actually, this is not new to Huawei. We're, of course, working on our own solutions. Part of the 1+8+N strategy, one of the 8 is actually vehicle telematics. So we've been putting 3G, 4G, and now 5G equipment into vehicles to help make them more connected. And actually, one of the new kits in HMS Core is the vehicle telematics kit. So we're going to see some really interesting features where we'll be able to use our device like the P40 Pro to unlock the car, or even before we can get that close, we can use it to start the engine and the air conditioning, but remain locked. You can do it from the front of the room. So there's lots of interesting developments in this field that we'll be announcing ourselves.
Cool. So that was we haven't got it, but we've got a viable option on the way. Yeah? Okay. Which leads into the next one. When is Huawei Maps launching? I'll probably say, is that Winston? No.
That's it. Well, I'm happy to say I don't know. I don't think we actually officially confirmed there is a Huawei Maps, but yeah. I mean, it's certainly an area we're looking at. How's that?
Good. I've got it literally. That question's been sent to me 4 times, so it's definitely what people are asking.
Well, I can add to this. One of the new additions to the Huawei app gallery in these regions is the TomTom Amigo app. That's quite a capable mapping bit of software there. I've been using it myself. Actually, I've been using Here Maps as well for more than a year now on the since the Mate 30 I was using Here Maps. I actually prefer that in many ways to other mapping solutions. So yeah, that's definitely worth checking out those 2 solutions in the meantime.
Yeah, perfect. And then kind of going back on the HMS conversation. So obviously you spoke about that it's still evolving, we're still growing it, and we want to get it better and better and better day in, day out. But do we have an option, more so for like our UK audience, especially all of the fans on the community, where they can report things like bugs and stuff like that in the system, that they've got a way of just doing it directly to us?
Yeah, if you don't mind. Yeah, for sure. Because simply, we do have a Huawei UK hotlines. We do have a survey 24 hours. We do have a really dedicated consumer, the business hotline, and they'll all be equipped and trained really, really well, can answer the most of the questions. Of course, we'd love to gain the feedback from our fans and end user. Again, there's no way without your feedback we can improving our user experience. And also, Huawei community is quite well platformed. There's hundreds of thousands of Huawei fans can share their experience, and we do have our experience officer, and we do have the Huawei service team to keep the eye open and love to answer the questions. If some questions we cannot answer immediately, we definitely have our product planning team, even R&D team based in Shenzhen of the China. Again, bring all your questions to us. We'd love to answer.
And on that note, if I may, another very useful contribution that the community can do for us, thank you very much. If there are apps that you would like to use on your HMS device that you don't currently see on the Huawei app gallery, we'd love it if you could put that onto the wish list, and then that lets us know the number of people that would require the app, and then we'll aim to speak to the developers to bring it onto Huawei devices.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's a really good point, and I would add to that. I think what we've seen, which is quite interesting, some of the app providers and even some of the banks are now getting lots of requests from the likes of you guys on the call to say, look, take this seriously. When are you going to get your app into HMS App Gallery? And that actually is really successful. It works really well. So yeah, if you want an app, tell the app provider so they can get themselves in.
Yeah,
it works.
Fair. So go and bombard your banks and everyone else, please, people. Yeah. No, that will work. Next one might be more for Peter, or it might be Alex. So when the P40 series launched, we were treated to a glimpse of the new device features and services such as Me Time and multi-device control panel. Do we know when this is going to come to the UK?
If I may, Peter, I can talk to this. So when we saw the P40 series, the launch, we were introduced to a number of pretty interesting, innovative new features on there. Some of which were available on the device from the moment that it was launched, and some were scheduled to be released over the lifetime of the product, for example, in what we call like a sustained period, to keep bringing newer features to an existing device in that life cycle. Now, some of those features included things like features we've already got. So we've seen them already. They've come to the phones already. So Celia Voice Assistant is one of the features we heard announced around that time. That's now come to the device. We saw other introductions as well, like multi-screen collaboration. That's a very useful feature where you just tap your phone to your laptop and you can have a window pop up on your laptop and just drag and drop files to and fro. But there's a number of features that we're yet to see realized on the product, which are coming. So MeTime is one of those features. If anybody hasn't heard of MeTime, it's Huawei's new mobile-focused video streaming. I say video streaming. It's a video conferencing utility that is really good in low light and even works well on poor bandwidth, bad connections. So yeah, that's one of the features that we're going to see updated in EMUI in the next few updates. There's more to come on there as well.
Perfect, awesome. And then this will probably be our last question before we kind of start wrapping up, really. So it's a quite deep question, I guess. So probably one for Winston. So after all of the stuff that's been going on with Huawei in the press and the news and everything that's been going on with America, is Huawei even going to stick around? Is the first part of that question. And can you share a little bit of what Huawei's plan is, if that is the case?
Yeah, I'm very happy to. So again, I'll go back to my simple, short answers from the beginning of this call. Yes, we are sticking around. We're not going anywhere. I mean, that's the reason we talked about some of the retail stores earlier on. That's a £10 million investment from us. We also this week just launched our new Makebook campaign. So it's a big advertising and PR campaign that I've been putting together with my team. That's another £10 million we've invested into the UK market. And then beyond that, you know, there are huge signifiers of the fact that we're here to stay. The £1 billion that we're going to invest in the chipset plant in Cambridgeshire is just one of them. So yeah, we're here. We just went to #1 in the world in terms of smartphone shipments. So that should give you a reasonably good idea of the fact that we're not going anywhere. We're delighted that obviously sales around the world are strong. Sales in China are great. Sales here have been very good. So we're really excited. We're really encouraged. And actually, we will thank all of the people on this call, actually, and all the people in the community, because really, it's without your support, we couldn't do it. There's no point selling stuff to ourselves. So yeah, we're delighted that we do, and we're not going anywhere. You'll hear a lot more from me and the team.
Good, perfect. Alex, Peter, anything you want to add on to the end of that before we wrap up?
We don't go anywhere because you promised give me the bigger title.
Because I have the power, yeah. I wish.
We've been in the UK for the last 20 years. I expect we're going to be here for the next as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, and obviously being behind the scenes, and obviously everything that we see, like there's no pulling back. Like we're absolutely committed to the UK. We're committed to being worldwide. Everything that I see, and obviously working with all of you guys as well, is we are 100% committed. And hopefully all of you in the community and wider will see some amazing things over the next few years and beyond. So on that note, I'd like to wrap it up and say thank you to the panel for joining and being on this call. So thank you all very, very, very much. Thank you to all of you joining this community call, community live. Please obviously contribute, get involved with the community. We are really, really grateful for everything that you do and for being involved and being part of the community. So thank you all very much. Take care of yourselves, and we will speak to you all soon. Take care for everyone. Bye-bye.